The current COVID-19 pandemic presents an existential threat to small businesses across the Commonwealth. I received a number of phone calls recently from places such as restaurants, nail salons, hair salons, people who are just dead right now. They're shut down by governor's order. There's nothing coming through the doors. They're not sure if they're going to be able to survive. I've had a number of conversations with other businesses whose situations might not be quite as dire, but nevertheless are themselves in a precarious state and certainly in an unpleasant place, a place they did not expect to be as recently as 2 or 3 months ago. And the question is, what should they do? And the good news is there are answers for pretty much all of these cases, but the answer depends upon their situation. So the first thing any small business owner needs to do is sit back and figure out what the problem is. And let me give you a couple different situations. On one extreme would be a business such as my own, where as recently as 2 months ago, everything was great. We were busy, we were cash flowing well, and then we hit this crisis. The governor shuts down the state, the phone stops ringing, clients stop coming in. Frankly, we're not doing face-to-face meetings, and the revenue stops, but payroll still needs to be made, rent still needs to be paid, insurance still needs to be paid, the lights still need to be paid for, the utilities and whatnot. And what do? Certainly we'll be fine in a few months, but what do we do now? On the other extreme is the restaurant or the nail salon that might not have been doing all that great even before the pandemic. They were in business, planned to stay in business, but they weren't, they weren't killing it. They weren't raking it in. And now they're dead. They are shut down by governor's order, or at least part of their business is shut down by governor's order, and they can't pay their bills at all. And when this thing is over, business probably will not be as good as it was before. And what are they supposed to do? Let me now add a complicating wrinkle to that and add that this business is also carrying a lot of debt. What do they do then? So the first thing to figure out is, what is your situation? Is it simply one of a temporary soft patch that will hopefully get better, but in the meantime, you've got a short-term cash flow problem? Is it one of business is okay and will hopefully be okay enough? But again, how do you get through? How do you service your debt? How do you deal with your landlord through all of this? Or is it one where something, it's over and it's time to throw in the towel, or at least to consider ending things? And are we now looking to buy some time while we figure out whether or not business is going to come back, or are we just simply looking to wind down operations? So all of these different situations, and these different situations with or without debt to manage, all create different outcomes, different solutions, different ways of approaching the problem. Other things matter as well. What is your structure? There are things that we can do for sole proprietors, for example, that we cannot do with corporations or LLCs. But there are also things we can do with corporations and LLCs that we can't do with sole proprietors. So this would be another consideration. So basically, what I would encourage all small business owners to do is kind of sit back, survey the field, get the lay of the land, figure out what their problems are. And then I have a series of videos coming up behind this one, taking the various situations, the various scenarios, discussing what's out there in terms of what's in there in the stimulus bill, what the SBA has to offer, what bankruptcy options are out there, what private non-bankruptcy options are available, things that we've always been able to do, and whatnot, and kind of try to figure out how to apply these to what might be your situation. The videos are kind of general, but I'm available to talk. I am attorney Lewis Haskell at 16 Pine Street in Lowell. I look forward to meeting with all of you, but until then, please stay safe and stay strong. Thank you.